Yo, man, it's your boy Kevin with All Facts, No Slack Saints podcast. And it's been a very long time. And sorry I haven't put nothing out. You see me on Twitter and things like that. You see me talk a lot and things like that and give my thoughts and opinions. But I want to kind of make this video to just do elaborate on a few things. It's been a while since I talked. Bear with me and thank y'all. And please finish tuning back in and looking at my new stuff coming up and try to be more concurrent and more up to date now with this off season stuff. And I kind of just wanted to give it a little break a little bit since it was kind of slow after the season started. It's a lot of anger, a lot of just like ended off on a bad note. So just took a little break a little bit, but still kept up with everything. Watched the Super Bowl, watched all the off season was pretty, all the playoffs and shit was pretty cool. But I'm gonna try to be back and more current. So right now, I'm just gonna give my thoughts on the off-season grade so far, because New Orleans Football Network put out an interesting tweet, and not just them, but I think Brew Crew Media and a few other pages for New Orleans Saints. It's kind of like, what do y'all give the Saints off-season grade thus far? Thus far, I'm gonna just, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it in my opinion. And I'm a person that likes to be kind of critical on them too with certain things, but I really honestly think it's an A. Because I kind of like the way they did things last year. With I like the way our DA addresses things. With he gets what you need. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of like that guy when that microwave goes out, that TV goes out, and he's at Walmart. What's the best one? You know what I'm saying? Like he not trying to really look around. He said, "Well, what's the best one?" And he said, "Sure, we got all these different insurance plans. Well, what's the best insurance plan?" You know what I mean? Like he just get the best one, or just get the new stuff. He likes to uh, directly attack and try to get, if not the best, get a good product of what we need. So just to get straight to it, I give it an A. For one, we couldn't keep Ryan Nielsen, the defensive line coach, and Chris Reshaw, who was a secondary coach, and I understand the way it was because everybody, including me, was like, "Man, the defense was like really good. Why are we doing that?" But I was like, "Hold on." The rush defense, known for like I guess like the past 3 years, not allowing uh, a rushing average of 100 yards, but last year it was over 100. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of the numbers right now, but it was over 100. Obviously, y'all could see that the production and rush defense went down. So it's like, all right, we'll let this guy go, and let him do his own thing. It was a promotion for Atlanta. Fuck the Falcons, but it's a promotion to him, so that wasn't going to stop regardless. And so now with the secondary was, obviously Alante Taylor stepped up, but you saw Marshawn was injured, things like that, and I think they played very well. But the fact was, we were like bottom three in takeaways, I believe. So, you know, it could be better. You know what I'm saying? The rush defense weakened, and we were bottom three in takeaways. So look, let's make that change happen. And for the people who really want Dennis Allen to, you know, put up or shut up or go, this is the perfect chance. He lets two guys walk and gets guys in the building that he knows. Joe Woods is a obviously he's worked with him, and people just shitted on that because obviously they spent time with him in Oakland, and they're like, oh man, that's when he got fired. But like, no one's saying nothing about how Sean's getting all our guys, and the past few seasons haven't been great, and he's getting people he knows. So I have no problem with getting people that he like knows and feels like they share the same philosophies. And it's like not like these guys have been sitting on the couch since Oakland and been, let me wait for my boy DA to get hired. You know what I'm saying? Let me wait for that phone call. Nah, they've been working, man. Like this dude Joe Woods is over the secondary for Denver that won the last Super Bowl, who had the no-fly zone. You know what I'm saying? And he was over that secondary, and then he worked at San Francisco a little bit, and they had like a top five secondary while he was there. He did some decent work in Cleveland. Obviously, a lot of Browns fans didn't like how it was the last year, but it's kind of tough. It wasn't all bad. I think he had one decent season with them. I forgot their ranking, but it was like, above 15-ish. But anyway, we all know he's a DC, but he's not going to be, you know what I'm saying? Dennis Allen's going to be the DC, basically. So, but he has produced good secondaries, and that's the thing that matters. Demarcus Robinson, I think that's the secondary coach name. He played in the league. I think he was a Pro Bowl or All Pro, something like that. I think maybe for the Oilers, if I believe. But somebody else with good experience. He worked with him before. Uh, who else? Todd Grantham has a lot of experience in the league with the SEC. I think he has NFL experience. I have to look that back up, but he has tons of experience within the SEC, and he's going to be the D line coach. And I can't get mad at him trying to upgrade those positions with people who specialize in those positions. So I think that's a plus. And Todd Grantham getting that guy, not Todd Grantham, Clancy Barone, tight end coach. He's coached 4 different Pro Bowl tight ends, which is L.G. Crumpler, Julius Thomas, I believe. Uh, I forgot that one from Minnesota. I forgot his name, but it was like 2 other dudes I just can't really think of right now. But he's coached 4 Pro Bowl tight ends, and that'll be a good thing for Jawan. We still got Lucas Kroll in there, Adam Troutman. So all in all, look, however you want to look at the coaching staff, I still think it's an upgrade regardless because of it's people he knows and it's sink or swim. And if they fuck up, there's no excuse, right? Pete Carmichael still in. I feel like, and I'm one of the people who are screaming for him to go too, but he's a great mind. I feel like he's a great mind in game planning, but I don't think he's just good at calling plays. So I hope there's some way down the line that we get Ronald Curry in there to kind of like mess with that too. But I think also a lot of that relied on the quarterback that they had. They felt like, Andy was kind of thrown in there because Jameis was hurt. And, let's just be real. He never really trusted Jameis because they wanted Deshaun Watson anyway. And the way our offense works is giving 3 or 4 plays, trust the quarterback to change up and do shit at the line of scrimmage. You know how Drew Brees used to do. Kill, you know what I'm saying? Peyton Manning-ish, Tom Brady-esque, that type of stuff. And they never really trusted those guys, and Andy was never supposed to be in that position. So, I got hope now that we have a better quarterback that it can change in the right direction. I do think the quarterback makes the system run better more so than like Pete Carmichael because he's a passive guy, and you need more of a guy who's gonna like take control with him. So I think that's a perfect fit with Derek and Pete. So now that's the coaching staff. I think that's an upgrade. Let's just get to the players. Derek Carr, I think he's just a better quarterback that's in the room right now. First of all, he's healthy. I think he's only missed 4 games within 9 seasons, and 2 of those 4 was because of contractual things in Oakland, well, Vegas, where they sat him because they didn't want him to get hurt. But he's a full-time Pro Bowler, almost made an MVP, but he broke his leg. Dude's been through tons of coaching changes over there. I'm in the Bay Area right now, and every time I see a person out here to see me with my hat on or a jersey on, they say, take care of him. We really didn't want him to go. So there's a lot of people who troll and stuff online or whatever, but I'm here and I know these guys personally. They never wanted this guy to leave. So we have a good quarterback. Don't worry. And the way this team is kind of rounding out, you don't need him to do everything. He did a lot of stuff over there, which he's had great players. He has good players, but there's been a lot of turnover. Mari Cooper getting traded, and you know what I'm saying, and he's had good players with him, but and then with Henry Ruggs situation, but he's produced with like a lot of different guys who weren't bigger names like Devontae. It was mainly coaching. The coaching kind of restricting him from doing what he's best at, which is reading the defenses and changing the plays, and he didn't like that. So you mean to tell me this guy's put up these type of good, decent numbers throughout the years with guys who aren't as good as Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, and Devontae, and he gets these guys, and Hunter Renfrow, he gets these guys, and he just looks different? Nah. Talk to the fans, look in the comments. I'm down here with these people, and they all kind of pretty much blame Josh McDaniels. So that's an upgrade at the QB position, especially with help, knowing that Drew Brees his last few years here, even before he retired, missed 4 or 5 games each of his last 2 seasons. So that's an upgrade. Finally got some help for Kamara with Jamal Williams, and he's been relatively healthy and shared roles in Green Bay and Detroit. They actually got drafted the same year in 2017, so that's good. He's not too old, and he doesn't have much trailing ties. He has like 900 carries, something around that nature, and He can he's a bigger guy, 6 foot I believe, 220. He can run between the tackles. He can also catch. But in Detroit, he didn't do that much because they wanted to use him for the goal line ish a lot more. Rush for over 1,000. He's been relatively healthy, and let's hopefully he can keep that. But we all know that Kamara does better when he has another guy to run with him, and that's the type of guy that Jamal Williams always has been. Um, Now, and we got him for 4 million, so that's a plus. Um, Two D tackles with Kalen Sanders and Nathan Shepard. Two different defensive tackles. Look, David Ayumai, Shy Tuttle, good players for us, but they got our price. It wasn't going to pay for that. I've mentioned before that the run defense went down. Yes, they had some sacks, but we're not really paying for them to get sacks. We needed the rush defense to be better. Marcus Davenport, look, man, have a good one. Just looking at him as a reminder every time of like, we could have had Lamar, and that's Sean's fault that we put that much pressure on this guy that he probably didn't need, and that was just a big, huge mistake to draft him that early. So, hope good success in Vikings. They offered him 1 year, 13 million. That was not something that we should have did. I like passing you. I like Granderson. I like trying to see what we can get out of Peyton Turner. Um, so we filled two defensive tackles, running back, and quarterback, and we got the quarterback done before free agency kicked off. That's huge. So now, that was a big weight off the shoulders that now people know what they're coming into. Like, no matter what it is, even if it's on defense, people want to know who their quarterback is when they come in. That's why a lot of teams, who don't have a quarterback, or like with the Lamar situation, they're not getting a lot of movement right now. They don't know what's going on at quarterback. They want to know who's a signal caller to kind of see what's going on. And we got that done early. So shout out to Kyle Harley and Mickey and all of them and DA and getting these guys in. So the draft isn't even here yet. You know what I'm saying? The moves they made have pretty much, in a sense, to where the first round pick does not have to be set on on DT. I mean, it could be, but we pretty much filled everything we needed to cover in the first and second wave of free agency. Now you can kind of go best player available with that number 29 pick. So, to me, this draft, it's about running back, D tackle, and get a younger safety back there because both of those guys are older, Marcus May and Tyrann Mathieu. Even though they play well, Marcus May just kind of, he got I think those gun charges dropped, so he may be playing. So, I think he's going to be playing. So, like I'm saying, I think it's an A because we filled a lot of holes so far in free agency that was big question marks coming into it. We got the quarterback, we got another running back, uh, because we don't know what's gonna happen with Kamara. Most likely, it's gonna be a suspension. Um, we replaced the two D tackles so far, and then we could still re-sign Contavia Street. I liked him, by the way, and see what's up with that. But we yeah, quarterback, running back, two D tackles. So that's pretty much huge. And you go into the draft for the first round pick and just kind of go with you kind of, whoever they feel is the best player available. Whether you still want to attack it with a young D tackle to be the best receiver because also resigning Michael Thomas and getting Jameis Winston back on good deals. I mean, look what Alan Lazard did. He's a good wide receiver, but you give me a choice of paying $10 million to Michael Thomas and he can earn up to five more for 15, or pay Alan Lazard. Look at his numbers. He's good, but he's not an all pro. I know Michael's been hurt, but I would rather pay him knowing he helped recruit Derek Carr. And even if he doesn't work out right, it's just 10 million. We still gotta leave Olavi and Shaheed, you know what I'm saying, Jawan and all these other weapons, and the draft hasn't happened yet. So even if Michael gets hurt day one and doesn't play, I still rather pay him 10 million than another guy who does not have that potential. And that's why I'm saying you go into the draft where you can go a good wide receiver first because of if he balls out and he outprices himself in New Orleans, you still have a chance to have another guy to try to at least fit his mold. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, with the coaching staff, it's still yet to be seen, but I like that they made it to look. This is your coaches now, no excuses. Um, I like that they filled all the holes. That we just needed for right now, and that we're not depending solely on the draft to like we need the best D tackle, we need the best running back. You know what I'm saying? It's all type of ways. So like I said, I give it an A. Only thing I really wish for is I was kind of like crazy on the Derek Carr thing before we signed because I just wanted a younger guy in. Remember, I do like that we got this guy. This guy's good. I just wanted to make sure we have somebody in there. Now we're not first to draft Hendon or somebody else that we feel is not ready to start right away. Now you can take a shot on a later guy. We have the first round, second round, third round, fourth round, two fives, two sevens. You know what I'm saying? So that could be some guy later on. I don't care who you get at that point. They're not projected to start anyway. There could be somebody you're working on the groom just to be anything. And even if he does turn out to be something, he could be an asset or he could start makes Derek Carr an asset, whatever. It just opens up a lot of options as long as we cover running back, D tackle, and a young safety, in my opinion, for this draft. So I give it an A. The holes we filled before the draft, the coaching staff, upgrade. Well, the coaching staff changes for no excuses and more people to be on the same page and just getting the spots we need now. Now the draft is just to do what you got to do, man. Again, I'm glad with how we doing, and even the money that we paid Derek seems decent compared to what other guys are getting paid. So um, I give it an A. That's my opinion. Holla at me. All facts, no slacks. Saints podcast. Who that?